Rift Incursions add a whole new dimension to your mid and endgame adventures in V Rising, as they are the perfect incentive to keep farming for precious resources and get your hands on the absolute best gear in the game. Hey, what's up guys? My name is 4am. This is your ultimate guide to Rift Incursions in V Rising. From getting started with the event and Stygian shard farming, to forging shattered gear and upgrading your character with passive abilities. Here is everything you want to know to get ready for the endgame in V Rising 1.0, so let's get started. If you're just getting started with a V Rising 1.0 update, or in general searching for a server host to start your adventure together with friends, you definitely want to check out GPortal. GPortal has been hosting my community servers for years now, and you can have your own server set up and ready in just a couple minutes for literally dozens of different games. Definitely be sure to check out my personal ref link in the description down below if you also want to have a nice discount during checkout. Not only will you save money, but also support the channel while you're at it. Already very much appreciated. So what exactly are these new Rift Incursions? It's the first type of world event introduced to the game, which you can find in the eastern part of the world in the new Ruins of Mortium area. Be sure to build an Eye of Mortium inside your base so you can see the events on the map. During this event, different locations will be highlighted on the map, with also the difficulty of the tier, as you can actually find different tier rifts with even better rewards. It will show their status and also the things you can find during the encounter. Primarily, you want to farm these for the Stygian shards, jewels, but also ancestral weapons. The shards are basically a currency to get your hands on these a little bit easier. In Tier 1 Rift Incursions, you will get your hands on regular Stygian shards, as well as shattered weapons of level 20. The Tier 2 Rifts, however, come with greater Stygian shards as reward, and also high-level shattered weapons, which you can reforge to get your hands on the best gear in the game. Your primary goal during this event is to farm for as much loot as possible, both the Stygian shards, jewels, but also essential weapons which can drop during the encounter. The process or loop for this is pretty straightforward. You simply walk to the center of the zone where you see this ritual. The black trail above it will indicate where the next pack of mobs is, which you want to take down to get your hands on a nice amount of loot. The tier of the Rift Incursion also determines the difficulty of the mobs. They can be level 50-60-ish or above level 80 if it's tier 1 or 2. You're gonna have to deal with a couple of waves of these trash mobs, and then the shard will basically break, give you some Stygian shards as reward, and with a little bit of luck, essential weapons will also drop during the process. From my experience, you're gonna have to deal with 2 of these packs. Might be different on other difficulties, while after that, a boss will pop up in the very center of the zone. This will be pretty much a random V-Blood boss from any of the zones in the game. You can have some luck or extremely bad luck with this RNG, as sometimes the foes that pop up are quite challenging. In any ways, you're gonna have to deal with this one to complete that specific zone event, which also gives you the biggest reward. A whole lot of Stygian shards and also a chance of finding these ancestral weapons. While the event is active, you want to complete as many of these as possible. Even more interesting, during a Tier 1 event, Tier 2 events can pop up at a certain time as well. This usually happens towards the end basically of the event. So especially for higher level players, be sure to keep your eyes open on the map and always focus on the higher level ones with the better rewards. Talking about rewards, I'm currently standing right in front of a vampire merchant. You can actually find 2 different ones in the ruins of Mortium. This one right here to the south, but also this one in the northern part of the map. The rewards they come with are always random. The goods will refresh after X amount of time, and this is where you will basically find all sorts of weapon types, essential variants which you can reforge to get your hands on amazing gear. These level 20s can be purchased with the regular Stygian shards, while the other merchant usually comes with the greater Stygian rewards, the ancestral weapons of the absolute best quality in the game, the primary thing you want to focus on when farming these events. Remember that these vampire merchant camps can restock their inventory and sometimes also switch places for the rarity rewards they come with. Before you spend any of your shards, you definitely want to take out General Alina the Hollow first, as she will give you access to a very important blueprint, the Altar of Stygian Awakening. Let me quickly pick up some shards which I farmed earlier today and show you exactly how it works. So with this altar, you can unlock passive abilities for your character. I think essential ones to get your hands on to make your adventures so much easier. It's not going to be easy to determine which ability is going to be best for you, as it really depends on your type of build and playstyle. As you can see, every single one of them comes with a different element. So in my case, with primarily Chaos abilities, it would be best to go with the second one right here, Chaos Kindling, as my Ignite will then deal 20% more damage, and I will also have a 50% chance to trigger Chaos Explosion. Tier 2 is kind of different, as this doesn't rely on the type of spells you have, instead can give you added survivability, maneuverability, or damage. Hunger for Blood is amazing if you still have to deal with a couple more V-Blood bosses and progress to the end game. While I think Turbulent Velocity is amazing if you want to have added movement speed. Every time when you deal damage to an enemy, you will basically increase it by 6%. Not only can this be nice for offense, but also for defense. Quickly deal damage and run away from your enemies for both PvE and PvP, my favorite one in the list. Soul Drinker I think is not really nice, while increase your movement speed while shapeshifted can be great for exploration purposes. Lingering Frost can be decent for frost builds, while Elemental Resistances can be great for endgame survivability as well. On tier 3, Sanguine Mastery is pretty nice to increase the effects of your current active blood type. Embrace Mayhem, very nice to deal with bosses. Dark Enchantment, reduce your damage taken by 20% when below 15% HP, great for PvE or survivability in general. Flowing Sorcery, not really nice in my opinion. Cold Soul could be useful for certain frost builds, while this one right here, similar for lightning. Personally, I like to go with Embrace Mayhem right here as well. Once you've purchased all 3 passive abilities for your character, it's time to start farming Stygian shards for shattered weapons. Get your hands on the absolute best gear in the game. I actually managed to find all these during one single event, while the tier 2 rifts also gave me these 2 right here. So let me quickly show you exactly what you want to do once you've gotten your hands on these shattered weapons. You want to bring them to an essential forge, which is unlocked after you've taken down a certain V-Blood boss called Octavian the Militia Captain. He will give you access to not only this blueprint, but also that for the equipment storage. If we open up the map, well, this is where you'll be able to find him. In the Dunley farmlands, specifically northeast, in the Bastion of Dunley, exactly right there. Anyways, once you have the forge up and running inside your base, it's time to throw that shattered weapon inside and upgrade your weapon with all the things required. For this level 20 upgrade, we're gonna need a level 18 Merciless Iron Whip, as well as 8 Radium Alloys and 1 Greater Blood Essence. Important to know that if you have a matching floor, you basically reduce the cost of your weapon craft by 25%, so be sure to have that active. Before you craft it though, be sure to check out other weapons of the same type, as there might be a much better role for your specific build. Pre-V-Rising 1.0, we also didn't have the option to upgrade these weapons. Right now though, you want to keep your hands on them. You simply want to drag them into the second slot. As you can see right here, this actually gives us a much better weapon. And after that, we can even combine it with a Sanguine Whip to upgrade it another time. Unfortunately though, we can't further upgrade this weapon. 26 is the absolute maximum, so that is why you want to focus on these level 30s found in level 2 rifts. These not only require a Sanguine weapon, but also some Onyx shards, which when reforged will become the absolute best weapons in the game. Alright, so there you have it. Everything you need to know about Rift Incursions. How to get ready for the endgame farming. Get your hands on the absolute best gear in the game. Be sure to leave a like if you found this video helpful. And of course, more questions, video suggestions are very welcome in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay in the loop with more V-Rising content, as a lot more is coming your way. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.